Hey Aries, I need to share something with you today that honestly caught me off guard when I started pulling these cards. The energy coming through is pretty intense, and I think you need to hear this. So grab your coffee or whatever you have with you because we are diving deep into what is happening around your success right now and how certain people are really struggling with it. I just pulled the Wheel of Fortune, and wow, this card is showing me something really powerful about where you are in your life journey right now. You know that feeling when everything suddenly starts clicking into place and opportunities are just flowing toward you. That is exactly what this card is telling me about your current situation. The Wheel of Fortune is literally about cycles turning in your favor, and I am seeing that you have been working so hard for so long, and now things are finally starting to pay off in ways that are visible to everyone around you. This is not just small wins we are talking about here. This is the kind of success that makes people stop and take notice. The universe has been rotating this wheel and it has finally landed on your number, Aries. What I find really interesting about this card in your reading is that it is showing me how your success is not random or lucky, even though others might try to dismiss it that way. This represents the natural consequence of all the work you have put in, all the risks you have taken, all the times you pushed forward when others would have given up. The wheel turns for everyone, but right now it is your turn and the momentum is building in your direction. I am also picking up that this success is creating a shift in your social dynamics and professional circles. When the Wheel of Fortune appears, it often indicates that your status or position is elevating, and with that elevation comes visibility. People who never paid attention to you before are suddenly very aware of what you are doing. Some of them are celebrating with you, but others, and this is what we really need to talk about, are having a completely different reaction. The Wheel of Fortune is neutral energy in the sense that it just turns, but the way people respond to your turn at the top reveals so much about their character. This card is basically telling me that your success is undeniable right now. It is the kind of success that cannot be hidden or downplayed, and that visibility is triggering some really uncomfortable feelings in certain people around you. Now I pulled the Three of Pentacles, and this card is absolutely fascinating in the context of your reading because it is showing me the exact nature of your success and why it bothers certain people so much. The Three of Pentacles is the Master Craftsman card. It represents skill, recognition for your abilities, and being acknowledged as someone who truly knows what they are doing in your field. What I am seeing here is that you have been building something real, Aries. This is not fake success or surface-level achievement. You have developed genuine expertise, and people are starting to recognize you as a leader or an authority in your area. The Three of Pentacles often appears when someone is getting commissioned for their work, being sought out for their skills, or receiving professional recognition. I am getting the sense that you might have recently received some kind of acknowledgement. Maybe a promotion or a new opportunity, or people are coming to you for guidance and advice in ways they never did before. Here is where it gets interesting though. The Three of Pentacles is also about collaboration and being part of a team or community. And what I am picking up is that your rising skill level and recognition is creating some tension within your professional or social circle. There are people who used to see themselves as equals to you or maybe even above you who are now having to confront the fact that you have surpassed them in certain ways. The Three of Pentacles shows someone standing elevated while others look up at their work, and while some of those observers are genuinely impressed and supportive, others are feeling threatened by what they see. This card tells me that your success is not just about money or status, it is about mastery and competence, and that is actually harder for insecure people to handle because they cannot dismiss it as luck or connections. They have to face the fact that you are simply better at what you do than they gave you credit for. What makes this even more powerful is that the Three of Pentacles represents the kind of success that comes from collaboration and learning from others, which suggests that you were humble enough to develop your skills, willing to learn, willing to put in the work, and now that dedication is paying off in visible ways. The people who are bothered by this are often people who took shortcuts, who relied on ego instead of competence, who thought they could coast on personality or connections alone. Seeing you succeed through actual skill and hard work is like holding up a mirror to their own shortcomings, and they do not like what they see. Let me pull the next card because I want to understand more about who these people are and why your Success is hitting them so hard. I got the Nine of Cups, and okay, this is really telling. The Nine of Cups is literally called the wish fulfillment card, or the card of satisfaction and contentment. It shows someone who has achieved what they wanted and is sitting back enjoying the fruits of their labor. In your reading, this is showing me that you are genuinely happy with what you have accomplished. You are not just successful, you are fulfilled and satisfied with your journey, and that contentment is radiating from you. People can see that you are not stressed or anxious or desperate. You are actually enjoying your success, and that emotional satisfaction is part of what is making others so uncomfortable. There is something about watching someone be genuinely happy and content that really bothers people who are miserable in their own lives. The Nine of Cups in this position is telling me that your success is not just external achievement, it is internal peace and happiness, and that is what really gets under people's skin. They might have been able to handle you getting a promotion or making more money if you seemed stressed or overwhelmed by it, but the fact that you are also happy and at peace with yourself, that is the part they cannot stand. I'm also seeing with this card that you might have manifested some specific things you wanted. The Nine of Cups is about wishes coming true and dreams being realized, so there might be particular goals you set for yourself that you are now achieving and the people around you. Remember when you talked about wanting these things. They remember when you were working toward these goals, and maybe they secretly did not believe you would get there, or they hoped you would not, because it would make them feel better about their own lack of progress. Now here you are living proof that intention plus action equals results, and it is forcing them to confront their own inaction. The cup in this card is also about emotional fulfillment and self-satisfaction, which tells me you are not seeking external validation in the way you used to. You are happy with yourself and your accomplishments regardless of what others think, and that independence from their approval is threatening to people who are used to having power over you through their opinions. When you stop needing their validation, their ability to control or influence you diminishes, and that loss of power over you makes them angry. The Nine of Cups is you sitting in your own contentment, completely comfortable in your own skin and success, and for people who derive their self-worth from comparing themselves favorably to you, that image is intolerable. I just pulled the Six of Pentacles, and this card is adding such an important layer to understanding what is happening here. The Six of Pentacles is about generosity, giving and receiving, and the dynamics of who has resources and who needs them. What this is showing me is that your success has shifted the power dynamic in your relationships with certain people. There might have been a time when you were the one who needed help or support, or when you were in a less secure position, and others were able to play the role of helper or advisor, or the one who had it all figured out. The Six of Pentacles is telling me that the tables have turned, and now you are in the position of abundance and stability. You might even be in a place where you could help others, where you have resources or knowledge or connections to share. This reversal of roles is extremely difficult for people who benefited from the old dynamic where they felt superior to you. I am also picking up that some of these people might have helped you in the past, and they are now upset because they feel like you were supposed to stay grateful and humble and beneath them forever. The Six of Pentacles can indicate someone who expected eternal gratitude for small favors, and they are angry that you have now outgrown your need for their help. They want you to still be the person who needed them, who looked up to them, who made them feel important by comparison. Your success and self-sufficiency has taken away their role as your helper or mentor or the person who had it better than you, and they are struggling with that loss of identity in relation to you. What is really interesting about this card is that it also suggests you might actually be quite generous with your success. The Six of Pentacles is not about hoarding, it is about sharing and circulating resources, and I am sensing that you have been willing to help others, share opportunities, lift others up as you rise, but that generosity is not being received with gratitude by everyone. Some people are actually more offended when you try to help them because it confirms that you are now in the superior position. They would rather reject your help and resent you than accept assistance that proves you have surpassed them. This card is really highlighting how success changes relationships, and not always in the ways we expect. The people who you thought would be happy for you turn out to be the most resentful, and sometimes it is specifically because your generosity reminds them of their own lack. Now let me see what else is coming through, because I want to understand the depth of this anger and resentment you are dealing with. I pulled the Nine of Swords, and honestly, Aries, this card is showing me just how much mental anguish and anxiety your success is causing in other people. The Nine of Swords is the card of worry, sleepless nights, mental torment, and obsessive negative thinking. What I am seeing here is that there are people who literally cannot stop thinking about your success. They are losing sleep over it. They are lying awake at night comparing themselves to you, replaying conversations, obsessing over how you got ahead, creating stories in their mind about why it is unfair or undeserved. This is not just casual jealousy we are talking about. This is the kind of deep psychological distress that keeps someone up at night. The Nine of Swords shows someone sitting up in bed surrounded by swords, unable to rest, trapped in their own negative thought patterns, and that is exactly what is happening with these people. Your success has become their obsession, their nightmare, their source of mental suffering. What makes this even more intense is that the Nine of Swords is often about guilt and regret as well. I am picking up that some of these people might be dealing with the realization that they had opportunities similar to yours, and they wasted them, or they treated you badly when you were on your way up, and now they are regretting that as they watch you succeed. There might be people who dismissed you, underestimated you, maybe even tried to hold you back or discourage you, and now they are haunted by the awareness that they were wrong about you. The Nine of Swords can represent the mental torture of knowing you made a mistake or misjudged a situation. And I think some of these angry people are actually angry at themselves, but they are projecting that anger onto you. It is easier to resent you for succeeding than to face their own poor choices or lack of effort. This card is also telling me that their anger is not really about you at all. It is about their own fears and insecurities. The swords in this card represent thoughts, and the 9 swords are 9 different fears or worries or negative beliefs they have about themselves. Your success is just triggering all of that internal negativity and bringing it to the surface. They look at you and see everything they are not, everything they wish they were, everything they are afraid they will never become. And that reflection is so painful that they have to turn it into anger toward you instead of self-reflection that might lead to growth. Let me pull another card because I want to see how this situation is going to evolve. I got the Eight of Pentacles, and this is such a powerful card in your reading. The Eight of Pentacles is about dedication, skill development, mastery through repetition, and the kind of focused work that leads to true expertise. What this card is telling me is that while others are busy being angry and offended by your success, you are just going to keep working and getting even better at what you do. The Eight of Pentacles shows someone bent over their work, completely absorbed in the process of improvement and refinement. This is not someone who is distracted by drama or other people's opinions. This is someone who is locked in on their craft, on their goals, on becoming the absolute best version of themselves, and I am seeing that this is your energy going forward, Aries. The people who are angry about your current level of success are going to be absolutely beside themselves when they see where you are headed, because you are not stopping here. The Eight of Pentacles tells me you are in a phase of doubling down on your efforts, learning new skills, refining your expertise, taking your game to the next level. While they are stewing in resentment and wasting energy on negative emotions, you are investing that same energy into becoming even more formidable in your field. This card is also showing me that your work ethic is part of what makes others so uncomfortable. The Eight of Pentacles represents the kind of dedication that most people are not willing to commit to. It is the person who stays late, who practices when others are partying, who continues to learn and grow when others think they already know enough. Your willingness to put in this level of work makes others feel inadequate because on some level they know they are not willing to do what you are doing. They want the results you are getting, but they do not want to make the sacrifices, or put in the hours, or maintain the discipline. And watching you do all of that while also succeeding is a constant reminder of their own lack of commitment. What I love about this card in your reading is that it represents such a pure, focused energy. The Eight of Pentacles is not about competition or proving anything to anyone. It is about the personal satisfaction of mastery, of knowing you are getting better, of seeing your skills develop through consistent effort. You are not working this hard to make others jealous or to prove anyone wrong. You are doing it because you care about excellence and quality, and becoming the best at what you do, and that genuine motivation is actually part of what makes your success so authentic and undeniable. I just pulled Death, and before anyone panics, let me explain what this card is really showing in your reading. The Death card is not about physical death, it is about transformation, endings that make way for new beginnings, and the complete metamorphosis of identity or situation. What this card is telling me is that the person you used to be is gone, Aries. You have fundamentally transformed, and the people who are angry about your success are actually grieving the death of the old version of you that they were comfortable with. The Death card represents change that is so complete there is no going back, and I am seeing that your evolution has been exactly that kind of profound shift. You are not just more successful than you used to be, you are a different person. Your mindset has changed, your standards have changed, the way you see yourself has changed, and the people who knew the old you are struggling to accept this new version. Some of them liked you better when you were less confident, less accomplished, less powerful, because that version of you fit into the role they had assigned you in their mental hierarchy. The Death card is showing me that there is no resurrection of your old self, no matter how much these people might wish for it. You have crossed a threshold, and transformation at this level is permanent. What is also significant about this card is that it often appears when someone is letting go of old patterns, old relationships, old ways of being that no longer serve them, and I am sensing that part of your transformation includes releasing people who cannot celebrate your growth. The Death card can represent the ending of relationships or dynamics that are based on outdated versions of who we are, and your success might be the catalyst that reveals which relationships were built on genuine connection versus which ones were dependent on you staying small. The people who are most angry and offended are often the ones who benefited from the old dynamic where you were less than you are now, and they are resisting the death of that arrangement with everything they have. But here is the thing about the Death card: transformation happens whether people accept it or not. The caterpillar does not ask permission from anyone to become a butterfly. It just does, and you have already transformed. Aries, their anger and offense is not going to reverse your evolution, it is just going to leave them stuck in the past while you continue moving forward into your power. Now I am pulling the Tower. And wow, okay, this energy is intense. The Tower is about sudden upheaval, structures crumbling, revelations that change everything, and the destruction of false foundations. What this card is telling me is that your success is literally causing tower moments in other people's lives and identities. The Tower represents the collapse of illusions, and I am seeing that some people built their entire self-concept on the belief that they were superior to you, or more talented, or more deserving, or just generally ahead of you in life. Your success is the lightning bolt that is striking their tower and destroying that false narrative they built about themselves. When the foundation of someone's identity is based on comparison, and they have positioned themselves above you in that comparison structure, your rise necessarily causes their structure to crumble. This is not something you are doing to them, this is simply the natural consequence of them building their self-worth on unstable ground. The Tower also represents truth being revealed, and I am picking up that your success is revealing some uncomfortable truths to the people around you. It might be revealing that they are not as talented as they thought they were, or that connections and charm only get you so far without actual skill, or that the path to success requires more work than they were willing to invest. The Tower strips away pretense and illusion, and your authentic success is forcing people to confront reality about themselves and their choices. What is really powerful about this card is that Tower moments, although they feel catastrophic in the moment, are actually necessary for growth. These people needed their false beliefs shattered so they could build something more real and sustainable, but most people do not have that perspective in the middle of a Tower moment. They just feel angry and shocked and victimized by the sudden change in circumstances or perception. Your success is their Tower moment, and instead of using it as an opportunity for self-reflection and growth, they are responding with anger and blame directed at you. The Tower can also indicate that there might be some dramatic reactions or outbursts from these people. Tower energy is not subtle or quiet, it is explosive and disruptive. There might be some conflict or confrontation or public displays of their resentment, but here is what you need to understand, Aries. Their Tower is not your problem to fix. You did not create the unstable foundation they built their ego on, and you are not responsible for the destruction of their illusions. The Tower is ultimately a liberating card because it clears away what is false to make room for what is real, and even though these people might be in crisis right now, the truth that your success reveals is ultimately more valuable than the comfortable lies they were living with before. Let me pull another card to see what guidance is coming through for you about how to navigate this situation. I got the Three of Wands, and this card is absolutely perfect because it is telling you to keep your eyes on the horizon and maintain your vision for the future. The Three of Wands shows someone standing on a cliff looking out at ships coming and representing investments paying off and expansion on the way. This is a card about long-term vision, planning for growth, and having the confidence to expand your reach even further. What the Three of Wands is telling you, Aries, is that you should not let other people's anger and offense distract you from where you are headed. You have ships coming in, meaning more success, more opportunities, more growth on the way, and your focus needs to stay on that horizon, not on the people behind you who are upset about your current position. This card is also about exploration and adventure and taking what you have built so far and expanding it into new territories. The guidance here is clear: do not shrink or play small to make others comfortable. Do not dim your light or hide your success to protect their feelings. Keep moving forward, keep expanding, keep pursuing bigger and better things because that is your path, and their discomfort is not a reason to deviate from it. The Three of Wands also represents a position of advantage and overview. You are standing elevated with a clear view of the landscape and opportunities ahead, while others are stuck down in the valley dealing with their emotions and limitations. This card is telling you to maintain that elevated perspective. Do not descend into drama or defensiveness. Stay in your power, stay focused on your vision, stay confident in the direction you are moving. What I love about this card is that it shows someone who is not alone. Multiple ships are visible, which suggests partnerships, opportunities, and support from multiple directions. While some people are angry and offended, others are recognizing your value and wanting to work with you or support your continued rise. The Three of Wands is telling you to focus on those positive connections and opportunities rather than wasting energy on the people who are stuck in resentment. Your future is bright, Aries. The horizon is full of promise and potential, and nothing that is happening with these angry people changes that fundamental truth. Now let me pull one final card to see what the ultimate outcome of this situation is going to be. I got Temperance, and this is such a beautiful card to end on because it represents balance, harmony, divine timing, and the middle path. What Temperance is showing me is that eventually you are going to reach a point of equilibrium where other people's opinions and reactions no longer affect your inner peace. Temperance is the angel with one foot on land and one in water, perfectly balanced between different elements and energies, and this is where you are headed, Aries. You are learning to balance confidence with humility, success with grace, ambition with contentment. The people who are angry now are going to fade into the background as you cultivate this internal balance and stability. Temperance is also about alchemy and transformation, turning different elements into something valuable, and I am seeing that you are going to alchemize this experience of dealing with jealousy and resentment into wisdom and strength. Every person who doubted you, every person who was offended by your success, every bit of resistance you encountered is going to become fuel for your continued growth and evolution. The Temperance card tells me that you are not going to become bitter or hardened by this experience. Instead, you are going to integrate it, learn from it, and emerge even more balanced and centered than before. This card is also about patience and divine timing. There is a sense with Temperance that everything is unfolding exactly as it should, that the universe has a perfect timing for everything, and that includes both your success and other people's reactions to it. The guidance here is to trust the process, trust that you are exactly where you need to be. Trust that the people who are meant to be in your life will celebrate you, and the ones who cannot will naturally fall away. Temperance represents the long game, to understanding that sustainable success is not about quick wins or dramatic moments, but about consistent alignment with your highest good and steady progress toward your goals. The angel in this card is performing a delicate balancing act, carefully pouring water between two cups without spilling a drop, and that is the level of intentionality and grace you are cultivating, Aries. While others are reacting emotionally and erratically, you are learning to move through the world with purpose and balance, and that mastery of your own energy is going to be the foundation for even greater success ahead. So Aries, let me bring all of this together for you. The cards are showing very clearly that you are in a powerful moment of success and recognition. Your hard work is paying off, your skills are being acknowledged, you are manifesting the things you wanted, and you are genuinely happy and fulfilled. At the same time, this success is triggering intense reactions in certain people around you. They are angry, offended, mentally tormented by watching you thrive, and that anger comes from their own insecurities and regrets and the shattering of illusions they had about themselves and their position relative to you. These people are experiencing tower moments, sleepless nights, and the painful awareness that they are not where they thought they would be while you are exceeding expectations. But here's what you need to focus on. You are being called to keep your eyes on the horizon, to continue developing your skills, to keep moving forward with your vision and goals. The transformation you have undergone is permanent, and trying to make others comfortable by playing small would be a betrayal of your own growth. The guidance is to maintain balance and grace, to not get pulled into drama or defensiveness, and to trust that the right people will celebrate your success while those who cannot will naturally fall away. Your future is bright and full of opportunity, and other people's discomfort with your shine is not your burden to carry. I hope this reading gave you some clarity and validation about what you have been experiencing. Remember that their anger is about them, not about you. Keep being amazing, Aries, and thank you for being here.